Nick Terse of The Intercept did a great investigation into Hillary Clinton's time as Secretary of State, and he found something that hasn't gotten much press yet, and it's incredibly disturbing. So they report here, rebel forces in southern Sudan began using child soldiers long before seceding from Sudan in 2011. The United States, on the other hand, passed a law in 2008 that banned providing military assistance to nations that use child soldiers. The law was called the Child Soldiers Prevention Act, or CISPA. But after South Sudan's independence, the White House issued annual waivers that kept aid flowing to the world's newest nation, despite its use of child soldiers. President Obama stated in 2012 that the waiver that year was in, quote, the national interest of the United States. So you might be thinking, well, how the fuck does the State Department factor into this if they just said Obama was responsible? They explain, quote, the State Department played a central role in issuing the controversial waivers, according to two sources, including a former State Department official. So you see what went on here? The awesome liberals, Obama and Hillary Clinton, said, meh, child soldiers, schmild schlogers, something. We're going to send them weapons anyway. They literally had an official waiver that's like, okay, we're against child soldiers, except in this one instance, sorry. And they are happily supporting an army, a military, that has child soldiers. Now, perhaps the even worse aspect of it is, early on, behind the scenes, some people argued, yeah, but look, we're only doing it because this is the best political solution is to have a separate state, South Sudan. You know, they got their own thing going on. So it's only going to be temporary that, you know, we do this waiver because we understand they needed independence. Or I guess they needed child soldiers, and we don't like it, but whatever, we're gonna let it slide just a few times here. Well, that eventually became every year giving them a waiver. Every year. Not only giving them a waiver, selling over $500 million, in some cases over $600 million worth of weapons to them. This was all as Hillary Clinton. They go on to explain this in the article. It's incredible. She's going around the world giving speeches about how much America loves to protect kids and we need to stop child soldiers from existing and we need to act on it. The entire time we're literally arming child soldiers. Unbelievable hypocrisy. Unbelievable. And for those of you who don't know, like again, I feel like there's still some people out there who are somewhat naive about the role of the U.S. in the world, where they think like, no, when we arm people, when we help people, we're arming the right people, and we're doing it because we want to protect freedom and democracy from the enemies of it. But that's not true. I mean, for example, one of our top allies is Saudi Arabia, a country that has the same ideology as ISIS. It's a Salafi theocracy. So they behead people for sorcery and witchcraft and drug smuggling. They say all atheists are terrorists. You can't have them be one of your top allies and say, oh, we're just protecting democracy. Well, it's the same thing. They might lie and say, oh, we are totally protecting a democratic state in South Sudan by arming them. But no, the way it works is we don't give a fuck if you're an authoritarian government, a fascist government, whatever, as long as you're open to U.S. business interests and as long as you're Team America. Well, then you can get away with whatever the fuck you want to get away with, and we'll go out there and call you democratic even if you're not. So we'll go around the world and lecture about how democracy and freedom is great. We'll lecture about how child soldiers are terrible and we got to stop all that. And then we go around and we overthrow democracies, and we go around and we, in some cases, arm child soldiers. So this is Hillary Clinton's State Department. Hashtag I'm with her. Are you now?